Hi friends, Andy Vegan. Chia pudding time again. I make a new one and I have this nice new almond milk chia pudding. I show you how to make it in another video. I made one extra for this because I could have said, oh, watch my chia pudding video, that's okay with coconut milk. I usually do that, but now I'm making a new series of chia puddings because I found when you put almond milk in the chia pudding, all of a sudden the chia seeds that I thought were neutral in flavor, they begin to have a flavor. They taste like chia seeds and a little bit like almonds, this sweet, bitter-sweet flavor of the almonds we all know. That seems to be somehow related to the chia seed flavor. In the chia seeds we have this super healthy and necessary oil, the fat, it's not oil, it's a fat, it's called omega-3 fatty acid. That's what science calls this kind of fat we need every day. From the chia seeds we need 1.5 tablespoons, that's enough. Recent studies show that. It's a good news because some vegans were concerned, how do I get my omega-3? Do I have to have supplements? And so now it's clear. Dr. Klaper and others made it clear in a years-long study that no 1.5 tablespoons is enough. Either chia seed, hemp seed or flax seeds. You can also combine 1.5 tablespoons total, or you can have a smaller hand of almonds every day, walnuts every day, or algae. So 5 sources are known that are sufficient, have a sufficient amount, and it is in many plants, of course, omega-3 fatty acid, but not sufficient. Yeah, for that you need, for example, chia seeds. That's why it's a great breakfast, and it has fat and protein like all the seeds. Nuts have more fat, also a little bit protein, but the seeds have more protein and this healthy fat. So this chia pudding has a very special flavor because of the almond milk. That's interesting to me. And because of that, I want to try some recipes extra for this flavor. Yeah, because when you have a neutral chia pudding with coconut, you can do different things. Yeah, rather gentle flavors on top. With the almond milk chia pudding, you can do a little bit more expressive flavors. Yeah, let's try that. Today I want to make an almond cream with lemon almond cream, or bananas with almonds blended. Yeah. Here, a small amount of almonds only because they have the brown skin. And the nuts with brown skin, they cannot be too much. You blend them with bananas, otherwise you take too many almonds because you want to have the more expressive flavor, then it gets coarse. It has to be smooth. The dressing should be smooth in my view. So the banana take care of that. Bananas make it smooth. Even you will have some brown skin. If you don't have bananas or something something similar, I would have to filter the nut. I would have to make almond milk, blend the almonds with water and filter it through a nut milk bag, for example, to make the almond milk. And then I can use a smooth, gentle dressing somehow, make it a dressing. But that is much easier to just blend it with bananas, but then you only can take a small amount of almonds. That's the trick. I make these kind of banana milk smoothies that way. I found that when you blend bananas with nuts or seeds, you have a so-called banana milk, and it's still nice and smooth, and you can put all kinds of greens into it or so to make the green smoothies delicious. But that's something a little bit difficult because the greens have the bitter flavor, and how to make a delicious smoothie with the bitter greens, that can be a little bit tricky. But with the banana milk smoothies, so-called, I call them so, you can make any kind of smoothie. Yeah. So, but that's a different story, just because of how to blend nuts and bananas. And here I have a half lemon, shouldn't be too much, just to keep the banana fresh and to add a little bit of lemon flavor to the almonds because I consider that a nice combination, almonds and lemon. Yeah. Let's try. And I put some water to get it blender started, and always add some more. And this dressing will be for persimmons. I come to that in a second. Blender dance. That was the first blending, the first blender dance. It's just to break the ingredients down. That means the nuts mainly. Now I can check the flavor and the texture. Texture is nice. Flavor is very good. Half a lemon goes a long way here. Very nice. So lemon is important for bananas to keep it fresh, to keep the color light. Banana has an enzyme, like other plants do, that make it brown after a time, and the lemon keeps that from happening. It's good balance, and it tastes so nice with banana. So I like banana and lemon together, always did. Now that sits for a moment, I show you my pudding and my persimmon. That is the second main part. The first main part is the chia pudding with the almond milk. Put it into a glass. Yeah. That usually I put 4 tablespoons of chia seeds into 1 cup of almond milk or any other milk, plant milk. And then I stir to keep it from lumping. And then I can, after an hour or so, I can begin to eat the pudding. Has this nice pudding texture. Or also overnight, I prefer to put my chia pudding into the fridge overnight. And this has been 2 cups of milk. So I have a large amount of pudding for 2 breakfasts, or 3 if you like. I take always a nice amount. Chia pudding is super healthy, and it can be so useful with other fruits and fruit salads. Today I just put the persimmon on top. Here, chia pudding on the bottom. That's, you can do more or less as you like. You can always have more fruit on top or more chia pudding. Totally up to you. The measurements are not so important. As long as you have small amounts of small numbers of ingredients, the measurements are not so important. That's how I like to begin with small numbers of ingredients. The minimum is 3 because it's a little more complex then just 2 is too simple on the long run. And then I put 2 ingredients and 3 ingredients, and then you know it's rather more or less the measurements. You don't have to measure so precisely. Thanks for here, more pudding or less pudding, totally up to you. So the persimmon here, these are 3 persimmons, and they're one of the most amazing fruits on the planet, I would say, and my favorite view. It comes from Asia, now it's all over the planet. And there was a Japanese Zen Buddhist painting in black and white hundreds years ago, and they had just painted 3 persimmons in a row to meditate on. The Zen Buddhists, they are great for meditation, you know, and they meditated on this picture. It's a famous picture, work of art. Persimmon is a very famous fruit now, and it has these benefits. I didn't know when I studied history of art. I saw this picture and thought, interesting, why do they paint a fruit? Funny these guys. But this fruit is really one of the most important ones in my view, because it is super full of nutrients. It is high in fiber. These fibers make it super healthy and filling. You can eat a whole meal with persimmon, just that. And you blend it, it turns into a pudding without anything. Just so funny, with pudding texture. So persimmon are really amazing. And they have a gentle sweet flavor that is so nice. Gentle sweet flavor is so pleasant, you know. You can eat it with dates or a little bit cinnamon or just by itself. They are delicious. And you have them here, I have them in a firm texture, not too ripe. This is already ripe, but then they have this light color. They are ripe, but still firm. Now I put the firm ones now onto the chia pudding, and I show you what's next. The next ripe state is like this. This is also a little bit more ripe. You see, these are already softer. You see the color is different. It's now shiny, glossy a little bit, translucent already, still some yellow and orange in the middle. Next ripe state, and then later they turn into almost liquid, like this. This is almost liquid ripeness, but then you can eat them. They are so delicious. They get more and more delicious. Yeah, very ripe. No, there's some liquid already. I will show you now. I put it on top and then you see it. Yeah. Of course, when you have the ripe ones, the very ripe ones, you can almost cut them. They fall apart. they dissolve. But that's so delicious. Don't be concerned when you, I would say, when you have one that's very ripe. That's the greatest joy, because then they are really delicious, super delicious. So I put them all into this container now, not too full. You see the different kinds of ripeness here are close together. And I want to put some dressing on top so I can fill it. Is that beautiful? Wow, the color. This is a persimmon, as it should be. There are many kinds of persimmon, but there are basically two kinds. One, because Fuyu or Fuji or something, I don't know exactly the name, they are bitter and tart, and you need to get them ripe. You have to have them ripe, or you have to peel them or so. Otherwise you can't eat the peel, it's too tart, too bitter. And then the other ones, these ones, fortunately I find them here in the shops now. That was different years ago, but now they always have this right one, these soft ones. They are always sweet, never bitter. Ripe, not ripe, never bitter. So they are easier to use, but both are very cool and both have very high qualities, and they have their reason for both are very good for some different purposes, but it's a different topic. So now blend again, and then I will pour it. One more blender dance. The second blending I always do when I do not soak the nuts ahead of time. You can soak it the night before, then in the morning rinse and drain, and then you blend it easily. When you have, for example, not a power blender, but a regular normal blender with $400 or so or less, then you can soak them before, and then it is easy to blend. But the power blender, I don't need to do that. I just blend them twice. A minute in between the two blendings for the second blending to wait. And it is also nice, yeah. That's why I need second blending. And it looks now very nice. Let's see. Almonds and lemons. Good. I now put them over. I show you what it looks like. They are so runny now, these persimmons. I hope my dressing fits into the glass. Very careful now. I can always do a second handling, eat the first part and then add more dressing, no problem. I just want to show you what it looks like now. Careful, careful, not making a mess. I'm great at that. Here, see. Aha. Yeah, good enough to show. The rest goes a little bit later. So happy to try this today. We'll certainly continue with the little series here with chia puddings, different kinds of nut milk. This is almond milk. The last was the coconut milk, and what comes next I don't know. Let's see. I'm excited now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe. MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. Let's enjoy endless vegan variety together, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and Twitter.